All right, this is the watch list video for Tuesday, September 7th, showing you the spot. We gapped down on Friday, but ended up closing green. Another low volume day, attached to a holiday week. And so it's been pretty dead, but we still had a good time in chat finding some good stuff as far as teamwork goes. I'll show you a couple highlights from Friday for those of you who didn't make it. KPLT, Arthur G called KPLT through 6. Believe right here, like a second mouse, ended up going to almost 780, 775 is where it went. Neat little call there. And Dimitri with, let's see, RKLB. Let me type it right this time. Dimitri called RKLB over the early high, which was 1180 or 1179, sorry. When it looked like it was starting to curl up, and Dimitri put out the idea. So you had the high of day break with Thursday's high not that far above on a strong stock that was holding up pretty well. And you kind of had a seller's fail scenario too. And that thing ended up ripping from the 1180 idea to 1434. So there's a couple highlights that I can remember from Friday. What are we watching for Monday? SQL, a recent IPO, had a big 2-day opening, and now we're 4 days down on declining volume. Just putting it on bounce watch. RNXT goes back on bounce watch for Tuesday. Had this big rip from, again, I say this in every video last few days, from 681 to 1674. We're getting dangerously close to a round trip, which makes me like it less. I like partial retracements, and then I look for the turn. This is almost a full retracement, but that was such a rip that it had 4 days ago that I'm definitely going to watch it for an A-plus setup. SPRT, I actually did call this one in on chat on Thursday for those of you that are on Friday that weren't there. Probably at Tokyo, right about where my cursor is as this next candle started. And it ended up breaking the high of day, which was what I was looking for, and ended up going up. I don't know. Let's see. The high of day break would have been 2310. I think I Tokyoed this around 2280 something maybe, and it went to 24 something pretty quickly. But what we didn't get is the afternoon breakout, right? Here's that early move. But I like afternoon high of day breaks on bounce plays. So since we didn't get that, and you just have another lower high on the daily, it goes back on the bounce watch list, right? PXLW, super strong stock, 3 days in a row on fairly low volume down into the buy zone on Friday. We're going to put that on bounce watch. FCUV had this crazy rip from 570 to 2440, 2525 in 2 sessions. But then it turned red after it topped out Thursday, and then another red day on Friday, smaller volume. I'm going to put that on watch to turn back up on Monday with an A-plus intraday setup only. RAAS, let me zoom in a little bit. On Thursday, this went from 477 to 664, and then on Friday, the high was 615. So, maybe we get a setup where we get the 6 break, knowing 615 and 664 are stacked above. We'll see. Anyway, it goes on. Watch for a 3rd day play. BBIG is just a strong stock that we're going to keep on watch. I mentioned that same thing on Thursday going into Friday, and then we had mentioned somewhere in here that anytime today over the early high it might get going, and it did break and it took about 10 minutes to get a really nice move. So I know some of you in chat got that one. IPHA, really big move on Friday from 402 low to 890 high, but closing way off its highs. I'm still going to watch it. Anytime a stock can make that kind of a move, I'm a day trader. I want to watch it. IRNT, who would have thought? To me, this probably would have been my favorite if I were going to look for an after hours play, but I almost never trade after hours on Fridays because it's usually dead. The reason I bring all this up, Wayne had called this through 17 in the afternoon, which you can see it was kind of a little cup and handle below 17. It never got there. But in after hours, it broke 17 and went to maybe almost 40 bucks. So that was one of those. I guess that would have been worth hanging out on Friday. Anyway, so we're probably looking at a sizable gap. It went out at 29.23 in after hours on Friday. So makes me like it a lot less, but I'm going to keep it on watch. It's a shame that it made that big move after hours, though. So that's IRNT. DTST had this kind of a breakout on Thursday. Topped out at 569.99. I'm going to round up and say topped out at 570. And then on Friday, topped out at 550. So you got a potential half number inflection point on Tuesday, which would be a break of Friday's high, and stacked above that, about 20 cents above that, you've got Thursday's high. So that's an interesting chart setup to me. And then lastly, DFLY, I guess. All right, that stumbled me for a minute. It's DPRO. All right, you see DPRO, if you look at the company name, well, it's not listed on here. It's Dragonfly. And for some reason, I invented my own symbol and put DFLY. I had to go look that up and figure out where I found this thing from. Anyway, it's DPRO, name of the company, Dragonfly Inc., Aerospace and Defense Canada, 25 million in the float. And on September 2nd, the most recent headline, Alabama State University expands partnership with Dragonfly. So I don't know. This kind of looks like it was a recent uplist, but I'm not positive. It's got that chart look to it, right? Yeah, zoom in a little bit. Anyway, it had big volume on Friday. Again, topping out at 411. Pretty strong day, biggest volume in a while, or that I can see on the chart. So I do want to watch this, but it's weird because the chart looks weird. I'm not sure what's going on there, but we'll figure it out collectively before the market opens on Tuesday. I suspect it's a recent uplist, which, by the way, as odd as it sounds, that whole genre, recent uplists have been on fire. So if it is, it's certainly one to watch. And we'll add other gappers to the pre-market, or in the pre-market, to the list. And hopefully we'll have a really nice day on Tuesday. I'm done babbling. Enjoy the rest of your Labor Day, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday morning.